Hello, hello. Good morning. I'm Teresa with Teresa Rene Art. Hope you guys are doing well. Good morning. Good morning. Saturday morning, 10 a.m. We are ready to get going for our project workshop. Got a fun, simple little project for you this morning. Hello, Sue. How are you? Hi, Lynn. I am streaming to 4 different places today. I am on the Teresa Rene Art Facebook page, the Teresa Rene Art YouTube channel, the Royal Court Arts Facebook page, and the Royal Court Arts YouTube channel. We're going to keep it a little bit simple today. We had a pretty involved project last week, the week before with our bottle. I do want to do another bottle in that same kind of style and do a series of those. And I thought I would do those live with you, but we're going to take a break from the bottles. We're going to do something a little bit different today. We're going to do a small plaque. Hello. Hi, Lynn. Hello. Make sure to say hello when you pop on. Anyway, thank you for being here. Hope everybody's having a nice weekend. It's Memorial Day weekend. Hope you're catching a lot of those great sales out there. Hello, Donna. Make sure to say hello if you're watching, even if you're watching on replay. If you'll type in hashtag replay, that way I know you were here. Also helps the algorithm a little bit. Hello, Dana. Good morning. Good morning. Thank y'all so much. I'm going to turn my camera down. We're going to, again, probably get through this in about an hour. It's a small project. I was traveling all week. Long weekend, peeps are out. Yeah, people are out and about. Good for them. So hopefully you're enjoying. Hi, Tina. Hi, Cindy. Hello. We're going to be using this paper today. This is Market Roses DQRP 0719. I have not actually used this paper yet, so I'm excited to use it. And we're going to be doing this little plaque. So this is a little plaque. I think I got this from Magnolia Designs, and it's like a set of 4, but we're just going to be using one. It's a square plaque. It measures like 7 inches by 7 inches, and they're nice. They're good quality. It's nice because this is already, it's already white for you, and then they're nice and framed. So really decent little plaques. And I think they come in like a set of 4. So we're going to do one. If we like it, we may do this into a series too. You never know. But first, what we're going to do is we're going to put this paper in the background. So it's just going to be a background, and we've got a couple other little focal points that we're going to be using. Some of the new LeBlanc molds or newer LeBlanc molds, which I have not had a chance to use yet. So we're going to measure this out. This is going to be, you know what, we could probably just kind of fingernail do it. And I don't need to do the sides, although I guess I could. I'm trying to think. Yeah, I guess I could do the sides. I was thinking, now that I'm looking at it, I think I will do the sides too. I was going to do a little bit of crackle, but I could probably go in and do some crackle over that, you know? So I'm just taking my fingernail and I'm sort of scoring it along the shape of this square. And that's going to kind of get me the perfect square for inside there, which I can I can now cut. Hello, Regine. Hello, hello. You guys, thanks for being here with me on a Saturday morning. My son, I dropped him off yesterday. He is on a trip to Washington, D.C. I am so excited for him, and I dropped my husband off at the airport because my husband is going to meet him there. He decided not to travel on the bus that is like about 20, 30 kids from the church going to DC on a bus. They stopped in North Carolina last night and they're continuing on this morning. So anyway, I'm super excited for him. I can't wait to hear how it's going. He's been to camp before, but this is like, you know, at camp, it's sort of a self-contained thing. All your meals are provided. This is the first time where he's on a trip where he's got to use a credit card and keep track of, keep track of things because they're responsible for some of their own meals. I had to teach him how to tip. I'm like, I would not be on that bus either. There's no way. So more power to them for the people who chose to go on the bus. Good morning, Lori. Yeah, Evan is very excited. He's a little bit nervous. So that's going to fit right in there. See how I did that? And then I just made this perfect little square here. Make sure that's right side up. Yeah, that's right side up. Sometimes you never know. So, okay, there's no hooks on it or anything, so I don't necessarily need to be worried too much about that. All right. Hello, hello. I'll see if I missed any. Hey, Regine. Nice to see you. Anybody else here that I missed saying hello to? If I miss saying good morning to you, shout me out. Good morning, everybody. So I went and took, so my daughter, Elizabeth, had a friend spend the night last night. I took them to see the new Lilo and Stitch movie last night, which was super cute. I have never done the church bus trip. It's not on my bucket list at all. I am definitely a person who likes to travel with comforts. So I do not like to give up my creature comforts for sure. All right, so I'm thinking about what I want to do here. If I want to continue the paper around the edge or not. And I think I need some audience participation on this decision. So let me show you what I have in mind for the layout of this thing. Originally, in my mind, I was just going to do the cracking paste, this black cracking paste around the sides. And then these are the molds that I have. I've got this little mold, and then this is going to go in the center. Of course, we're going to paint these and various things. And then I've got this little key. So I'm wondering, do you guys want the black cracking paste around the edge, or do you want me to continue? And let me show you what that would look like. I could continue with the pink, that decoupage. We could probably sprinkle a little bit of cracking paste in there too. I like it both ways, so I don't know. I'm a little bit torn. Now that I'm seeing the decoupage edges, I think that would be nice too. So you guys let me know. Do you want the edges cracking paste only, or do you want the edges decoupaged with a little bit of cracking paste with paper sides? Paper. Yeah, I'm kind of liking the paper. So we got 2 votes for paper. I am going to do a little bit of cracking paste mixed in if I do the paper. Sue, a combination. We're going to do wax and paint. Okay, everybody's saying paper, so let's do that. Let's go for that. We're going to do, first then we need to paint this white so that we get a nice base. Let's get some white paint. Some plain white paint. Yeah, I think so too. Just a little bit of cracking paste. It's such pretty paper and the molds are going to cover it up. So I feel like we're going to lose most of that paper if we don't continue it. So that was a good call. Sometimes you don't know, like I had no intention of doing that this morning, but sometimes you don't know till you start laying stuff down which direction you need to go. All right, so I'm just going to paint this white here, just this part. And then we'll paint black around the edges there. So it's just this part that needs to be white so that that paper will go on nice and clean. All right. And I'm just using white acrylic paint here. All right. I might need to do more than one coat, but we'll see. Yeah, I'm going to need to do more than one coat. Look at all those tannins coming through from that wood. I probably should have used the blocking primer, but sometimes you don't know until you paint. It's got stain on it. It's got like a dark stain. Let's do another coat of white. All right, you guys. Hi, Araceli. How are you? Anybody have any Memorial Day or long weekend plans? Going on boats or anything like that, y'all? A lot of our retailers are having Memorial Day sales, so make sure to check with your favorite retailer. Lots of good deals going on right now. You can stock up on molds and papers and Pentart. All right. Okay. If you are one of our retailers and you're having a sale, or even if you're not, feel free to share your links so people know how to find you. If you're having a sale, let us know that too. Oh, Dana, I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry to hear that. And I know that's hard. Hello, Donna. Hey, Karen. Thank you. All right. I think we're good. All right. So, I might be able to get away with putting this on straight, just like I think I'm going to have to kind of cut it here and there just to make sure it lines up well without gaps. But I can go ahead and cut it. Hey, Laurel. I really love this paper. I was very excited to use it, but haven't had a chance to use it yet. So, let's see. I'm lay around all day. I know. All right, so I'm going to tear, you guys, so that I make sure I get lined up decently here. And I'm just kind of tearing like almost like mitered corners. So that I get all the coverage that I need. Okay. So I'm going to glue them on in strips as opposed to one solid piece, because I'm worried if I try to do one solid piece, I'm going to mess something up. So we're going to just do it in strips. Carefully. Okay. I have a lot more control doing it in pieces, and the edges will blend really smoothly, so it's no problem. Okay, and then we'll come in, get it here too. Okay. So just making sure I'm flush around the sides. Good deal. All right. Thank you, Lynn. Okay, that's pretty good. I'm glad we made that decision to continue it around the sides. That looks really good so far. All right, and one last one. Okay. There we go. That looks pretty good. And we're going to dry this. Okay, that looks pretty good. All right, good job, team. All right, let's dry this, and then we will keep going. This needs to be good and dry before we continue. It's still a little sticky in some spots. I know, Lynn, those are going to be nice. I got a couple of the molds myself. I thought the unicorns were really cool. Those would be nice with some of the fairy tale fantasy papers. we'll move that off to the side. Let's start painting some of these molds and see what we think here. This one I was thinking, because this is going to be like a background mold that holds the heart. And so I was thinking that I might leave this one black, but I was also thinking like about adding a little bit of pizzazz to it. So maybe painting this in the deluxe paste, this black and gold deluxe paste, just to give it a little bit of shimmer. Like it's going to stay black, but give it a little bit of sparkle dynamic to it. So it's got some glitter in it, which I really like. So I'm going to do that. And that just gives it like this really fun. And this would actually be really pretty painted along the sides too. This is the black and gold deluxe paste, you guys, from Pentart. So it's just going right over the top of this black resin. And it just gives it this like really beautiful black and gold sparkle that's not going to overshadow the heart mold. And I might use this somewhere else too, but I don't know. So I like that. As far as what to paint this one, so let's pop that in here and sort of wait for that to dry there. So as far as what to paint this one, I was thinking I want to do gold, but I was also thinking I have this rose gold, this metal pigment in rose gold. So I was thinking, what if we did rose gold like along the outer edges, and then maybe we do that black and gold deluxe paste in the heart. Let's get it painted rose gold and let's see what we think. You guys, where's my, let me go get a plate real fast. I'll be right back. Okay. All right. So we're going to do the metal pigment and rose gold. And where's my pigment fix? I had my pigment fix out this morning. Well, I always have a backup of that, so here's my backup. We'll just use that. I might mix a little bit of this pink art mica in there. We'll see. We'll see what we need when we start blending it up. Okay, my tools. Let's get our gold metal. It might be fine though. It actually might be fine just as it is. So I have always thought the rose gold was a little more on the copper side. So I grabbed this rose art mica too, just to make it, to try to make it a little more pink. So let's see what happens when we do that. Let's put a little bit of this pink in there. This is the rose art mica. And that seems to be giving it a little bit more pink hues. It's funny because it looks like the metal pigment is not wanting to blend very much with the mica. So that could be an interesting effect. All right, let's see what we got. We're going to need a couple coats of this. Probably. All right, so I'm going to dry this real fast and then paint it one more time. Maybe not extra coats with the black behind. That looks fantastic. It looks streaky. I definitely need an extra coat because it just looks too streaky. But I was thinking I might go in with some black antiquing gel to antique it back. And then I'll make sure I'm covered around the edges too. All right. Okay. Let's let this dry, and then let's come back to our cracking paste here. I'm going to go ahead and mount this guy in there with heavy body gel. So we'll put that in there. And let's add a little bit of the cracking paste. We don't need to go too crazy, you guys. Just enough to give it a little bit of interest and dimension. So I'm going to take this cracking paste primer. So you got to do this first, and I'm dry here. So you have to do the cracking paste primer first. And I just want this kind of done randomly in some places. All right. All right. I think that looks pretty good. All right, we're gonna dry this. I'll make sure I'm center here. So you'll be able to tell where the primer is because it's going to be a little bit glossy in those areas. And you want that cracking paste. Yes, you have to use the primer before you use the paste. Pretty much all of our cracking systems are two-step systems. But the primer is universal, you guys. So if you have the fine line primer or the cracking paste primer, whatever, they're pretty universal. All right, so now we're just going to get our black cracking paste and we're going to apply it in those spots. And in any spot where you don't have the primer applied, it just won't, what's going to happen is you're going to get texture there, but you will not get cracking. And so I'm just kind of hitting, I've got these glossy areas, and I'm just kind of hitting that. Some of these are going to be covered up by that side piece mold, but that's okay. Just makes it a little bit more interesting than straight decoupage. I would say this is, you know, this is just kind of making use of the techniques and the products that you have on hand. Adding a little bit of interest to the layout. All right. Okay. All right. Let's dry and we'll see those cracks begin to form. And it's pretty. You can see the cracks starting to form and it's showing the paper underneath, which is pretty. Yes. Huh? Okay. Hello, Mara. Does Pentart make black modeling paste? They have a, no, but they have a black gesso, which is a really thick paste that does, I mean, you could almost use it like modeling paste. the black gesso. So see how the cracks, the black cracking, you can see some of that paper behind it, which I think is really cool. It starts to make it look a little bit seamless and very intentional. All right, so what we're going to do now, I promised you guys last time, you guys were wanting me to use, some people were wanting me to use the black, what was I going to say? Some of you guys were wanting me to use the black antiquing gel inside our last project, and I didn't. I used umber. So today we're going to use the black antiquing gel. We'll use that here on our heart and get into those grooves. So this is the black antiquing gel. And I think I even promised, I was like, if I have a chance to use it next week, I'll use it next week. So here you go. Here's our black. We're going to use it on the heart. Let's get that in there into all those grooves. And see how that does, which I love. I am loving, loving, loving this. So look at that. That's gorgeous with that black and that rose gold, you guys. Phenomenal. So that's going to go there. All right. So I'm thinking about what I want to do here. I need a little bit of brightness, but I don't need to go as bright as this one. So I'm thinking about what I want to do here. I'm thinking if I want to do, and then I also have this key. What's this key? My black key. This black key. All right, let's think about this, you guys. So we've got a couple of options. I was thinking this might be kind of nice. I was thinking about doing this in the black primer, that black glitter primer paste, and then maybe taking a touch of either gold or rose gold wax to very subtly bring out the details. And then whatever I do here, I'll do the same here with the key. Or the other thing I could do is do this, and this the same way I've done the heart. So those are the two options. I can do the black antiquing paste and then highlight with a little bit of rose gold wax. Or I can paint the whole thing in this copper fire gold mixture and do the black antiquing gel. So you guys let me know. I don't have any light pink glaze. I don't, any glaze is not going to look good over this black. So let me know what you want. If you want this done the same way as the heart, or do you want it with this black deluxe paste with a touch of wax on it? So maybe let's do the key first. Let's do it. If we don't like it, we can paint over it. Let's do it in the black deluxe paste and dry it. And then we'll put a little bit of the rose gold wax on it. And like I said, if we don't like it, then we can change it. And I actually might even have another key, this same exact key. So this will be our test, you guys. Because I really love this black and gold deluxe paste. And I'm thinking it would be a shame not to reuse it in the project somewhere. So there's with just the black deluxe paste, but it needs something else. It needs a little bit of brightness. So let's try the rose gold first, the rose gold wax, and see what we think. I feel like it's going to be a little too pink, but we can try it. I actually kind of like it. I kind of like that, y'all. Like it seems it sort of blends and it's not overpowered. It's not killing the heart, you know? So the pink is like the right pink, that it's not competing with my heart. I like it too. It's subtle. All right, let's do that. And then it's still got that glittery black in there, which is going to be nice. All right, so let's do that. This is the black deluxe paste. So yeah, you can always experiment, you guys. If you don't like it, just paint over it. You know, or recast it. It's not the end of the world. And sometimes you just don't know how it's going to look until you test it. But I love the effect of this sparkle in there. This black and gold is like an unexpected dramatic element. And you can use deluxe paste just like paint, or you can use it as a textured paste to use with stencils. I could actually use it and paint around the sides here as well. Like I could paint that black first and then take my deluxe paste and paint it around the sides so that I get even more of that glittery goodness. And it's got some texture to it, so my piece ends up looking a little crusty and vintage too, you guys. So I like that. All right. And then the other thing I can do to tie it in a little bit more is to take some of this pink antique paste and go around this rose gold antique paste and go around my edges a little bit. All right, so let me dry this. while that's continuing to dry, I'm going to go ahead and mount this guy in there. I think we're ready for that one. Hi, Diana. You're so welcome. You are so welcome. And you could achieve this same kind of thing with definitely some of the IOD molds. You guys know a lot of you are IOD people. So that's kind of why I chose this project today, because they came out with the hearts and then they've got frames and stuff too. So you could definitely achieve something similar with those brand new ones. I think we're pretty much sold out, you guys, on the LeBlanc. These heart molds from LeBlanc sold out pretty quickly. You might be able to find them still, but if any of our retailers, if you're on and you have the LeBlanc, the heart mold in stock, you can share your link there. And then the one underneath is it's like a Finnabair frame. All right, so clear this up. All right. Okay, so is that good? All right, so what I want to do next, I want to take a little bit of this wax and I want to just sort of highlight some of my edges and a little bit of the kind of around the edges. Mostly I'm just leaving that cracking in place without messing with it. The final thing I'll do off camera is I'll paint these edges. I'll paint around the sides. I'll give that a clean black coat. Okay, and then I'll take this. All right, honey, have fun. All right, so we're just gonna kind of lightly dust this with the rose gold wax. I love how unique this look is with the with that deluxe paste on there, you guys. Almost looks like iron or something. Almost looks like an iron metal piece. And then it leaves so much like texture, and that glitter is showing through even under the wax. It's a really awesome effect. And accidental. I had no idea, you know, like I was just playing this morning. This was not, I didn't plan it. So there's that. So it doesn't take away at all. It's not too much black, but it doesn't take away from my heart. And then I have this key down here as well, which adds to the element. All right, so let's get this on. You could maybe even do a little bit of that pink on the frame, but I'm going to leave it alone. I don't think it needs it. I kind of like the drama of the frame underneath and the contrast against the heart. So there's my key. Here's my corner. Okay, and then I'm going to do one final thing. I am going to take a little brush and some of this residual, and I'm just going to kind of brighten this up a little bit, like dry brush it to brighten it up a little bit. So it's one of the new La Blanche molds. It's from, they had a mold that had these little urns and vases. It was recent. I think it's called Vases or something. You might be able to find it still, but in fact, we may have one or two on our website, on the Decoupage Queen site, but they sold out pretty quickly. They sold very quickly, but I don't know. We may have a couple left. Okay, so that just sort of brightens it back up so that I'm leaving that black deep in the recesses, but also giving it kind of the pop that it deserves. What do you guys think? Simple, fun, just a unique, just a kind of a fun little piece this morning. Not terribly complicated. I hope you enjoyed. So, and you could do a series of these, you know, that's kind of what I like about it. So you could make the corner go the other way. You could do 2 or 4 and just kind of do a series of them, which would be really fun. Okay, you guys. Well, thanks for being here. Thanks for hanging out with me. I will see you back. I need to cancel. I won't be able to come on next week. I will not be able to come next week, but I will be on the following week, you guys, I believe. Just watch for the announcement for the events, but I will not be able to come on next week. So I will see you in a week or two, in a few weeks. I appreciate y'all coming on, and have an enjoyable Memorial Day weekend, a memorable and meaningful weekend, time with family, hopefully. And take care. All right, you guys. Bye-bye.